Okay, first I'll say all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bashim, Al-Shah, Bashim, Gal-Kadash. If the one say others, pass on T-script, males off from the shoot, not say Shalom to the overlook of Israel. It's gonna be a very short video. Might hit one scripture, if at all. But as you can see here, the Lord is setting the Egyptians against the Egyptians and dividing America more and more, and it's only going to continue, and it's only going to get worse. Show me a time with the past few years, because you had, a lot of different rioting and protesting going on in the past few years. But show me a time within the past few years where you had police say something like this. Because, like, what the guy at the end of this little video here, this police officer literally said that if you harm any police, they'll fucking kill you. They'll put you down. They'll put you in the fucking grave. I can't remember a time, in these past few years where there was protests where an officer actually announced that. They tell you that, hey, if you do, obviously they say, hey, hit you rubber bullets, you're going to get arrested, you're going to get prosecuted, this and that. But they are actually about to start killing you people. And this is only in Florida, but obviously this can spread.
So I'm gonna break it down for you, all right? And if somebody wants to know what I mean by turn violent, all right, this is what I mean. If you resist lawful orders, you're going to jail. Let me be very clear about that. If you block an intersection or a roadway in Brevard County, you are going to jail. If you flee arrest, you're going to go to jail tired, because we are going to run you down and put you in jail. If you try to mob rule a car in Brevard County, gathering around it, refusing to let the driver leave, in our county, you're most likely going to get run over and dragged across the street. If you spit on us, you're going to the hospital and then jail. If you hit one of us, you're going to the hospital and jail, and most likely get bitten by one of our big, beautiful dogs that we have here. If you throw a brick, a firebomb, or point a gun at one of our deputies, we will be notifying your family where to collect your remains at, because we will kill you graveyard dead. We're not going to play. This has got to stop. You're watching what's taking place out there. You're seeing police officers that are being attacked, being spit on, being put in harm's way just for doing their jobs. You're seeing ICE agents that are being targeted for doing their jobs. And you're seeing obstructionists that are doing all of this, standing in the way of law.
And that nigga said he's gonna put you fuckers. They're gonna I've never heard that one before. But this scripture keeps coming out. Isaiah 19:2. The Lord's gonna set the Egyptian sedition, which goes into different. It's sedition in of itself. Other parts of the heart mention it. It's pretty much actions and or rhetoric leading up to the rebellion against government. But that spirit of the American people rebelling and going against their governmental leaders. Because you see what's going on in Los Angeles right now. Those niggas are going nuts. And obviously, you have some of these niggas are paid, which your news networks acknowledge that. Everybody knows. But you also have actual protesters in there, anarchists, whatever, that are just having a gay old time. But whether they're paid or not, it's all, the Lord is doing, however the Lord's doing it, whether it's paid or not, he's still pushing in that spirit of rebellion, that spirit of, Egyptian, American against American, which will lead, or is a key factor of an implosion of an empire. Because you have all these external factors, these various different wars, fucking sleeper agents being put into America. But then you have these internal things such as rioting, sedition. That cruel Lord Donald Trump putting off fucked up decrees, the financial system being fucked. Every aspect, the Lord is literally taking this bitch apart, just like he did with Egypt. Because what did he do with Egypt? He sent numerous plagues that broke that bitch down. It's, then he finished it off with the death of the firstborn son, and then the flood, and then the Red Sea parted, and then collapsed, and then no Pharaoh. But the Lord destroyed their economy because in the ancient world, the economy was what? It was crops. It wasn't only money. They did trade with money and crops. So what? With the locusts and the different the rivers turned into blood, that fucked up their food supply. There's a few other plagues he sent down as well that targeted the crops. Fuck with their people with the darkness, because the people was losing their shit. But it was a process, and in time you saw that you saw all of those different moving parts come together. Same with America. The Lord, once again, you have the elder brothers that talk about how the Lord plays chess. And when you go into the game of playing chess, you can do certain moves that will set your opponent up, or that will prompt them to move in a certain direction that will fuck their own game up. You do certain things that will force them to move their pieces in a certain way that you want. Lord's doing the same thing. Once again, it's a process. And we're seeing that, we're seeing all those parts come together, and this is a factor of that, or this is a piece of the result. Because now you have policemen that are willing to kill the citizens that they're so-called sworn in to protect. Meanwhile, all this stuff going on, and GMS is the only one that's prophesying and speaking on it. And all these other camps, they're supposed to be prophets, yet they're not speaking on it. All these other niggas, you got that faggot Haman, those harassing brothers, but he's not speaking on prophecy. That's how you know that piece of shit is a. But this is Matthew 24. Verse 6, you hear wars and rumors of wars. What? Iran and Israel. What was it? Pakistan and India. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. For nation shall rise against nation. I want to get people against people. Let's go into nation dividing itself in the next verse, or next chapter. Let me see here. Is that second Exodus 14, maybe? $13. Just looking to it. Second Exodus 13. And 31. And one shall undertake to fight against another, one city against another, one place against another, one people against another, one realm against another. I'll read this because I did mention the plagues earlier. Second Exodus 15 and 11, but I will bring them, verse 12, Egypt shall mourn, the foundation of it shall be smitten with the plague and punishment, wherever Yahweh shall bring it. We're going to go back up. I know it says as before. I know it's in that chapter. I'm skimming over it. I'm just not seeing it here. Yeah, it was right from my face. So there's 15 and 11. But I bring with a mighty hand and a stretched out arm, and will smite Egypt with plagues as before. You know, once again, just like the Lord knocked off Egypt 1.0, he's going to knock off Egypt 2.0, which is what? America. With the plagues that he used to destroy their economy and the people, the Lord's going to use plagues to destroy the economy and the people again. And you see that going on from the people's future, because like what? No more relationships are done. To the economy, people don't want to get, people don't want to work because things are getting too expensive. So even if they do work, they're still getting fucked over. So your jobs are all fucked. And even if, even for people who are working, you're going to have AI take over. You have AI taking over a lot of skilled, technical, like engineering type of jobs and coding jobs. You shall mourn, and the foundation of it shall be smitten with the plague and punishment the Yahweh shall bring upon it. Verse 14, woe to the world and them that dwell therein. And y'all, once again, this may sound like a broken record to all y'all. And y'all may think that, we just some crazy people, just talk about some random bullshit. But what's going on? Take a look at what's going on. All these things are happening that we said. Now going back up, it says, what? Fear not the imaginations against you, 15:3. Let not the incredulity of them trouble you to speak against thee. Let not the unbelief of these people trouble us, not to care about whether or not these people believe. Why? Because whether or not you believe is irrelevant. Fire is hot. It doesn't matter if you don't believe that it's hot. When you put your hand on fire, you're going to get burned. This is the truth of the Lord. There is a creator. There is a God of the universe, and he is bringing his kingdom, and there's nothing you people can do about it. And whether you like it or not, he's coming. And you can see you can see that in your work, in your current world and your current regime ending. For all the unfaithful shall die in their unfaithfulness. Once again, you not believing in what we say doesn't really mean shit. It's not going to stop anything. Just like with all these people, right? When it comes to America going around bombing the fuck out of everybody. You had people that may have thought that they could stand to America. But what happened? America laid their ass the fuck down, and then they got the fucking line. It doesn't matter whether or not they believed in America or whether they thought they could fight. You either get down or you get laid the fuck down. America is called the hammer of the whole earth, bombing the shit out of everybody. Just like what Trump is talking about with Iran, right? Because Trump gave Iran a certain amount of time to accept the Trump's demands to cease the enrichment, to pretty much shut down their uranium enrichment program. Because if Iran doesn't have nuclear missiles, but with their the uranium enrichment program, if they actually wanted to expedite the creation of nuclear weapons, they could fucking do it. They could get that shit done quick. And Trump told them to cut that shit out, and they didn't. But just going to the fact of how what? What time is it? Sorry about that. But I lost my fucking train of thought. I was about to link that to how they bombed out that General Soleimani nigga. Oh, that's what I wanted to go to. There was something that was going on that had caused that Trump to order that bombing of that General Soleimani. But if I'm not mistaken, but they didn't do it, and what happened? U.S. bombed that nigga out. But that's just an example of you don't do what the U.S. says, they'll fuck you up somehow. I had the timeline of events fucking backwards, slacking. But that's just an example. But that was pretty much it. Just mainly going into that of how things, once again, man, same thing. Things continue to escalate. And you have the world nationwide protests going on now. We'll see how many niggas get knocked the fuck off. But there's nothing you niggas can do to stop this. It doesn't matter if you don't believe or not. But hope is if and what we say, time is short, and this is what we mean. Because once again, things are escalating. Time is indeed short. It may not seem like it when everything is, fine and dandy. But when shit like this start happening, fucking protests, niggas getting fucking California on fire, getting looted, and these niggas saying to bring in Marines and the National Guard and all this shit, that shit can easily spread. And not only that, but it can easily spread because somebody's orchestrating this shit clearly. Nationwide protests against, Trump with the deportation thing. Somebody's clearly orchestrating shit. But whether they're orchestrating it or not, it's all pushing towards Jacob trouble and the end of this current regime. But that's why we say seek the Lord while he may be found, seek him early. Because this shit, what I'd say, really within about 2 or 3 weeks, this shit escalated to where you got videos of cops fucking clotheslining hoes off of motorcycles and shit. The cops are going to start fighting back and killing niggas. Yeah, niggas getting, fucking held down and shit. But they're going to start opening fire on you fuckers. That'd be a sight for sore eyes. But hope is that fine. Say all praises, glory, and honor. How about Shema, Shabbat, Shem, God, Kadash. The Rasa, others, positive, T-script, miss on, truth, shalom. So hopefully, like this was instruction battle on Great America.